All right, so let's take the first hand of the week here. This is week 2 of taking tricks, and for ambitious beginners, next steps for ambitious beginners. And we'll start off with a 20-point hand with a 5-card major. I'm just going to go ahead and bid 2 no trump. I'm not going to worry too much about bidding in this series. My main concern is going to be getting to the contract that I want to get to for the purposes of play of the hand. So you may even see me do some very odd things. Don't worry about the bidding. I will tell you when the bidding matters, and it will usually be when the opponent's bidding or lack of bidding influences us. Well, if we count our top tricks here, which I've encouraged you to do, we can see that we have 5 hearts and there are 2 black aces. So we have 7 top tricks. The diamonds will give us 2 more tricks, right? So that's 9 tricks. And presumably with the ace, queen, jack, we will always be able to score 2 tricks, the ace and then one of the queens. So that's 10 tricks there. What about our losers? Well, we have 2 spade losers, a diamond loser, and a club loser. So in this hand, where we have 10 tricks that we can see, our whole goal is to not lose 4 tricks. And to that end, I'm going to take my ace right now. Really don't want to lose, here, let me get that out of the way. I really don't want to lose the finesse to the club finesse into East hand and have them shoot through that queen of spades. They could easily and very quickly set up 2 spade losers there. So let's get to work right away. And of course, what we want to do, and we've seen this before, is use the king, queen, jack, and 3 here and 2 here to create a winner in the dummy to pitch a spade on. Remember, if we get rid of that spade, then we only have 3 losers. So we're going to go ahead and pull the trump. No reason not to. We got all sorts of them, and we're not actually planning on trumping anything. And we need one more. All right, so trump are out, and we work on this diamond pitch. All right, he takes it and leads back the club. Not a problem for us, right? We knew we were going to lose that one, but we still have an extra club. Leads a diamond. We'll throw the 3 of spades. That's the loser we were getting rid of. And now we can afford one more loser, so we might as well take the finesse and spades. And when that loses, we are good to go. Got the ace of spades, the queen of clubs, and 2 trumps. So here, we're using promotion. We're using a promotion in the diamond suit to give us a place to pitch a losing spade. We saw a hand like this last week as well. It's the same sort of idea. We just play that queen until the king is good, and on the king, we pitch that 3 of spades, right? And when we counted our losers at the start, we had 2 spades, the diamond, and the club. That's 4. When we're able to get rid of that 3 of spades on the king of diamonds, we only have 3 losers, and we are good to go on this hand. All right, now the second hand, I like this hand a lot. You'll see why. All we want to do is make our contract in this hand. So we're not going to even think about over tricks. We're playing a Swiss team where all we need to do is make our game contracts, and we don't ever risk anything about making that game. Here I have 10, 15, 6, 21 points. I'll open 2 no trump. We don't have a 4-card major, so I'll say 3 diamonds, and that gets us to 3 no trump. Now you see this is going to be a very straightforward hand. I have 2 spades, a heart, that's 3, 4 clubs is 7, and the ace of diamonds for 8. So I'm only looking for, right, I have the ace of spades, king of spades, ace of hearts, that's 3, 4 clubs for 7, and the ace of diamonds for 8. I'm looking for one more trick. Now, what is your eye drawn towards? Right? And we might think, well, that's 7-card diamond suit. We could just lead some diamonds. And this is true. We might be able to grow up a diamond trick. But look at the heart suit. It's also got 7 cards in it. but it's only missing the king and jack. We actually have 4 of the top 6 cards, right? We're just missing the king and jack. So watch what we can do. Right? Look at the 10 and 9 and how protected they are over there. There goes the 8. There's the king. So now there's only the jack out. So when I lead up to the 10-9, the jack falls and the 9 is good. Of course, he hadn't played the jack, then the 10 would have taken the trick. So that just that easy to grow up that. In fact, let's just look at it again in slow-mo. Right? What did I do? I was looking at that 10-9 up there. The fact that I had that only the king and jack were missing. They have 6 cards. There's the 4. Now watch, when I play the queen, it's either going to be the 9th trick, or it's going to knock out the king. Knocks out the king. And now look what has happened to the 10-9. This is what promotion is all about. Now I can just knock out the last jack, and I've grown up the 9 of hearts to be our 9th trick. And we have 9. That'll be good enough for us. Well, this one's pretty nice. We've got 4, 8, we got 12 points, but this is a very good 12-point hand. We have a stiff, right? It's just the 9 of hearts in East hand, right? That's his 5-card suit. We only have 1 heart loser, so that's great. And then we have outside aces, right? Those outside aces control those suits. They create slow losers, right? So this is looking good. Let's bid a spade. 2 hearts is saying good support in my spade suit, so I'm just going to bid 4 spades. If we count our top tricks, we can see that we're not going to lose a spade, so that's 5 spades and our 2 outside aces. So we got 7 tricks, and we're going to have to come up with some more tricks. Looks like we may have a club ruff at some point, because we only have 2 clubs up there. But the hearts are what grab my eyes immediately. And why? Not just because we have the king, queen, 10 in this suit, but we also have the 9. So we have 4 of the top 6. Right? So we should be able to set up a couple of hearts. A couple of hearts and a club ruff give us 10. So if we do this, this will force out either the ace or the jack. Forces out the jack, so just the ace above those 2. Certainly I'll take that one. See, we can start here and hope that they break 2-2. And they do, so we don't even need to waste a trump there. And now we're just going to force out that ace of hearts. Then we ruff, right? Because the whole goal was getting the ace out. Right? We have time still to get rid of losers, which we'll do by leading over the queen. Play the queen of hearts. And what losers do we want to get rid of? Fast losers. Right, so now we only have 1 fast loser. What the heck? Let's get rid of it. We can ruff the last diamond, play a club, play another club, and the club ruff at the end is our 10th trick. Actually, it turns out we're ruffing a heart, but same difference. Right, so once again, promotion, king, queen, 10, 9, just 2 cards that we need to think about, that's all. And we can force those out. The 9 forces out 1, right? Or it wins a trick, right? And then we just simply need to go over there, lead the king of hearts, when they ruff out the ace, and now we have queen 10 promoted to throw away a couple losers. And that's how you do it. All right, on this hand we got to 6 hearts, and West leads the jack of clubs. If we start with our winners, we can see we have 5 hearts in our hand, the ace of spades for 6, and 4 power tricks, 4 top tricks and diamonds for 10, and the ace of clubs for 11. So we are in search of just one trick. Where can we get it? Well, let's take a look at our losers first, which is a really good idea because it will influence how you choose to play just as much sometimes as how you as counting winners. And we can see that we have 3 spades in our hand, 2 spades in north. Now I know some people will count, and I've seen this with my students, will sometimes say, well, I don't have 2 losers here because I can ruff one, right? And the problem with that thinking is, yes, you can, but you have to lose one first, right? You'll have to play the ace and then another, and then, yeah, then you could ruff one, right? But that means you have to lose one if that's your theory. Another place to put a loser is on the diamonds, right? If you could put a spade on the diamond trick. But notice that doesn't mean that you don't have a spade loser. You still have a spade loser. So we have a problem here. Now, the queen of clubs is a potential 12th trick right off the top. And I think that might be the I don't want to call it knee jerk, but probably the most like, okay, it looks like this just comes down to a club finesse, and that's that. But that's not necessarily true. Because the queen of clubs can be promoted if the king is in east, right, and means we're losing a finesse. It could still take a trick if the clubs are 4-3, right, which they very well could be. So this is the idea here. If we can promote the queen of clubs, then we'll have a place to put one spade, and then the diamonds will provide a place for the other spade. Okay, so what we want to do is take one, right, and we're playing for Jack fourth here to simply hold king third, an entirely reasonable expectation. Then we can lose a club. And well, I guess that who knows if that's a good lead or not, but it certainly gets us to the point, which is if it's king third right now, the king is going to drop. And of course, we will ruff it. Now, if we can pull trump, let's get Jack fourth out of there. He did his business. We'll put the robot back in. And we'll just cross right now. Yeah, we're good to go. Oh, sorry, could have crossed this way. So now, right, we have the queen of clubs good for a pitch. And we have the jack of diamonds good for a pitch. So we have 2 places to get rid of our losers. Right? And then 2 top tricks in our hand to make our contract. If we take this is fun. We're in 6 hearts, and we have 8 heart tricks, the ace of spades for 9, and 2 minor aces for 11. And obviously, a 12th trick could be found by simply taking a successful spade finesse, so a 50%er. But I want you to watch this queen 9 and consider this idea. Now, if you're going to try to, like the last hand, promote this queen, and we're not quite in that game yet. We have this high 9 and 2. Last hand we didn't have a high intermediate. So we start with a lead to the ace. And the 10 falls. Right? So the 9 has grown up a step. That means that they have the king, jack left. But we have the ace, we have the queen 9. So they have king, jack, we have queen 9. Right? We're not giving up on our spade finesse, by the way. We still can use it, right? We take it at any point if this doesn't work. But what happens if we rough out a club here? Suddenly the jack falls. Now this just happens to be, right, we're just taking a shot at an alternative to a 50% chance, right? This is by no means like something you would going to make it is the best chance, but it is a chance, and it hasn't given up on the finesse. We can always take the finesse. But here we got the 10 and the 9, right? We got the 10 and the 9, the ace is out. So all that's left is the king. And do you see what that accomplishes for us? You should pull the last trump. Yeah. Now we can play the queen. And we can throw away a losing diamond. And the king wins. Now the 9 has grown up to be the highest card in the suit. Right, so we can cross over, no finesse necessary. We'll play the 9 and pitch a spade, giving us our contract. We now have all trump left. So obviously this is not something that we would expect to happen. The chances of this happening are very small, but it is a chance. And there's no downside to it because we can rough out clubs. On this next hand, we've gotten to 4 spades. East has an opening hand, and they started with the club. And West leads the 10. Now, what I want you to do here is, well, here, let's count time, sorry. So we got 6 spades, 7 with the ace of hearts, and 8, 9 with the ace, king of diamonds. So we need one more trick. Not going to find it in hearts, and it's going to be very difficult to find it in diamonds. Right, so the club suit seems to be the answer. There's no roughing hearts, there's no roughing diamonds. We need to build up a trick in the club suit. Once you reach that conclusion, you have to be laser focused on watching the tricks. Well, actually the cards, right? Here, missing ace, king, 9. Ace, king, 9, right? Ace, king, 9. Remember that. And let's cover. And did we see what they threw there? They went real quick. Ace, king, 9. So 10, and what's missing now? Ace, 9. Ace, 9. And look at that 7 and 6. Ooh, they're getting bigger. See what we can get with the queen. That should get the ace out of jack, right? Because if he lets it go, we got our contract. We rough that one, of course. And the 3. So what's out now? The 9 is the only one higher than the 6. So we promote our 7-6 to the top, right? There's only one card above it. We should probably pull trump. Let's get jack out of there. We'll leave him in for a second. We'll just throw away spade. And there's 2. Actually, we'll get. And then I guess we can play 3. We have entries into spades, right? So get rid of jack 4. He doesn't really matter anymore. Some of you may have figured out that I am playing jack 4. There goes the club. Doesn't really matter. We'll pitch that. And now when we play the 6, right? We want the 9 to win. We want the 9 to win. And we'll just throw away one of our fast losers, right? Now we can't take 2 hearts after taking this. And undoubtedly he'll play the heart. I guess we can cover. And but you can see now that that's all the heart losers we have. And that 7 of clubs is the best card. So now we can go over to the ace king. And we have a place to deposit this slow loser. I got 15 points, a 6-card heart suit. I can start with ace of hearts. Jack passes. We get a Michael's bid showing 5 spades and at least 5 of another suit. Obviously going to be a minor since I bid hearts. And I'll invite. And we get to game. And Jack leads the King of Spades. So Jack could be king small, and if he is, then our Queen of Spades has a good chance of growing up, so long as we can keep him from getting a ruff, right? Because this is 5, 3, 3, 2. We got 6 hearts, we got ace of diamonds, ace of clubs. I don't know, it's as I sit here and look at this hand, I need 2 of them. I'm thinking 2 clubs, or hope that East has, King Doubleton or something, or a stiff king. I'm not sure. But it seems like our play is in clubs, and we'll probably be leading at ace, queen, 10 twice. The King of Spades then is followed by the Ace of Spades, right? This is a way of showing ace, king, Doubleton to a partner. So now both East and West, Jack and his robot partner, are looking for a way to find a ruff, like win a trick in East and get a ruff. And Jack reasonably thinks that the best place to find that will be in the second suit. And I'm assuming that he's playing the Jack of Diamonds because he has long clubs. So he knows the other suit is diamonds. And suddenly my 9, 6, and 7 start looking interesting. And when that happens, the 9 is now the second highest trick, but the 8 is also out there. Right? So if Jack 4th has the 10 of diamonds, the 9 will grow up. If he has the 8 of diamonds, I might get a 7, 8, 9, 10. That makes the 6 of diamonds bigger. So now there is some hope. So let's get rid of the possibility, right? If we don't want Jack getting a ruff in spades, so I will play these, and naturally it's 3-1, although East doesn't know it's 3-1, right? He might think his partner has 4. Is that all of them? Yeah. Okay, so pull the next one. So now I'm thinking about that 9 of diamonds. What if the 10 is in West? What if the 8 is in West? It's clear that East has most of the diamonds. I've lost 2. If I play the diamond, I'm not really losing anything, right? I'm not really losing anything because I still have the finesse there. So I'm going to try it. And when I play the 7 diamonds, there comes the 8. The 9 wins, I got a trick. When it doesn't, I've grown up the 6 of diamonds. And now, no finesses. I went from thinking maybe I need 2 finesses. Oh, look, the ace fell, so it didn't matter. To growing up the 6 of diamonds and making our 10th trick that way. All right? So this wasn't something from the start of the hand that I thought, oh, I'm going to grow up the 6 of diamonds, right? It just became something that was possible by just paying very careful attention to the small cards. And here I was thinking that if the diamonds are the long suit, and if it's Doubleton over in West by chance, or their Jack 10 small or something, that if they have the 10 or the 8, there was a chance of growing up the 6. And when the 8 came down on the 7, it couldn't have been more perfect. 7, 8, 9, 10. And now 6, little 6, had grown up to be the winning trick, which certainly makes for a spectacular beginning to the end of this section. And we've got a few more of these coming, where the cards just keep getting smaller and smaller in our promotions. So see you next week. Take care.